Now the third categorization is episodic. There are some environments which are episodic. What do I mean by episodic? Take an example of a pick and place robot in maybe a car manufacturing factory. What does it do? It takes some car part from this assembly belt number A, and drops it in belt number B from A to B. In one of it took up a car door, for example, from belt A, and while putting on belt B, it somehow dropped the door. What will it do again? That door was dropped, okay. But since the robot was programmed to go to belt A, come to belt B, go to belt A, come to belt B, it will continue that action, and in the next cycle it will again pick up a door from belt A. And do you think that since the earlier door fell down, this door will also fall down? Not necessarily. Since it is pick up a door from belt A, drop at belt B, this is one session, this is one episode. The next episode is completely independent of the other. So in episodic environment, the agent's experience is divided into episodes or cycles. Each episode is independent, and the quality of action in one does not affect that in the other. How it acted in one episode does not affect the action in other episodes. In general, robots performing repetitive tasks, like pick and place is a great example of repetitive tasks. That is an example of an episodic environment. Next classification is dynamic. Dynamic environment is the agent took a percept from the environment, it is processing the percept, right? It is processing the percept. After processing, it will act on the environment. During this processing time, this processing will take some finite time for all practical purposes. During this processing time, if the state of the environment changes, then the environment is called a dynamic environment. If the environment does not change during this processing time, then it is called a static environment. So a static environment is one which does not change from one state to next while the agent is considering its course of action. Let us take an example. Let us take this example of chess. The computer program it perceives the board state, then it is processing the board state and is thinking what move will it move next. During this processing time, does the board state change? Does the opponent player suddenly take a move? No, it is illegal. He cannot take, he or she cannot take. So the board state remains static or unchanged while the intelligent agent is processing for determining its course of action. So this is an example. A chess playing environment is an example of a static environment. Now what can be an example of a dynamic environment? Automated car. How? At one instant of time, the camera or camera sensor, camera, sonars, all of them, they are all discrete sensors. They sample the environment at discrete times, right? They took up a sample of the environment. Then it started processing on the environment. Then it started processing on that particular sample of the environment, the image or whatever sensor data it took for the action. But do you think during that processing time the front car will remain static in that position only? No, it will move. Some person may come in front within that fraction of a second it is taking for processing. So the environment does not remain static during the processing time for an automated car. So it is the example of a dynamic environment, and as you can think that dynamic environments are far difficult to work with. Continuous or discrete. If the percepts and actions are limited number, distinct, clearly defined, percepts and actions are limited in number, distinct and clearly defined, then it is called a discrete environment, like that of a chess. The moves are discrete, they have a rule. The board states are countably finite. What is an example of continuous? Autonomous car driving again. Why? The percepts is the velocity of the next car. It's a continuous variable. The velocity of the car itself, continuous variable. Location of other variables, the coordinates, continuous variable. So that is why an automated car environment, autonomous car driving environment is a continuous environment. Again, a continuous environment is far more difficult to process. Presence of other agents. Is a single agent working there? Then it is called a single agent. For example, in chess, a computer program working, playing against a human being, single agent. Is it a multi-agent environment? Like many AI programs, trying to do stock trading. These days automated stock trading, shared trading has come into play. So many AI programs working for stock trading or some other environment. It's called a multi-agent environment. In the next lecture we will continue with the classification of agents.